Hello, guys. Once again, thank you for joining us for another edition of Shop Culture. You know how we do it every Tuesday at 8:30. We come live and direct. So, if you guys have been following the Shop Culture Live group, you guys have seen it has been very active. Is that true, Nick?
Very true. Yeah.
Very active. And so, I asked just a simple question about the dating scene in Seattle. And what's up, Tasha? How you living? How you doing?
Oh wow.
So, like I said, we asked just a simple question about the dating scene in Seattle, and the responses were just crazy.
It went haywire.
It went haywire. Yeah, it went off the charts. It just went left field. A lot of men looked at it a lot differently than women. Is that fair? Fair assessment?
I'd say so.
So, what's up, Will? How you living? So we wanted to kind of talk to women. Now, even though you guys know that how we feel about shop culture, about having women as co-hosts, right? It's not that we're against it, but shop culture kind of represents what happens conversation-wise in the barbershop. So therefore, that's what we wanted to do. But I said for this occasion, which is a special occasion, we wanted to include a couple ladies to give us their perspective from dating in Seattle. Single ladies. So let us introduce our co-host for the evening.
All right. We got Nadia in the building.
Nadia is in the building.
Hello.
How you living, Nadia?
You know, I'm living large. That's normal.
Oh, snap.
How are you?
I'm well. Thank you.
And we got Tiarra in the building. Did I say that right? Tiarra?
Yes. Is Tiarra? Let's make sure. Tiarra or Tiarra?
It's Tiarra.
Can we just say T? Is that okay for?
That's just fine for now. That's easier for you to remember.
I just want for everybody else. I was just gonna say Miss T. So we got Miss T and Miss Nadia. I always like to say Miss is on top of anything when you come to ladies. So
it's a pleasure to be here with you, gentlemen. I thank you for the invite.
Oh, yeah. Well, absolutely. Yeah. You're actually a veteran of shop culture because you have been on before.
I have. It's nice to have that.
And guys, I want to give a disclaimer. Do not DM Miss Nadia after the show because last time you guys did not represent shop culture well. You came weak.
Wait, who is this?
I don't.
You talking about the fellas?
I'm talking about the fellas.
Oh man.
And so that's the disclaimer. We want to make sure that doesn't happen again.
There goes that.
So no, guys. Did I say that correctly or did I not?
No, thank you. I appreciate the desire, but that's okay. Don't do that. No, we don't need that.
Okay. And so let's introduce you, Miss T. So kind of give us a little backstory about you. Are you a native of Seattle or what's your story?
Yes, I am a native of Seattle, but I don't know a lot of people because I'm an introvert. I like to read. I like to stay home. I like to light sage and do candles and all those types of things. So I am a homebody.
I'll go. Okay. So let me ask, what are you reading right now? What's a good book for people out there?
I am actually reading The Way. It's actually in my room, and it's by B. Knock, and it's a book about enlightenment.
Okay. So definitely, we want to report because hey, we're trying to go on there. We're trying to really kind of start a book. I don't want to say book club, but we have more people that's reading more books. I think that's very important. No, we did. I've been asking what people have been reading and whatnot. So that would be cool. So let's get on to the main topic.
Okay.
The Way. There it is. There it is. So the topic of tonight, ladies, we want to talk about dating in Seattle.
Okay.
Now, I know we got viewers that be watching it from other cities. I get it. But this place, Shop Culture, was born, raised in the 206. That's what I rep. This is what it is. So I want to ask you ladies, give us your views about dating in Seattle. We'll start with Miss Nadia.
Dating in Seattle. Depending on what your definition of dating is, it could be trash
Oh, okay.
or hidden treasures, right?
Okay. So
So,
A or B.
huh?
So A or B.
So A or B. From my experience, I've had both.
Okay.
There were some instances where I'm like, it's just trash, like just stranger danger. We're not doing this. Let me book the next flight out because it's not happening here.
Damn.
But then on other occasions when I had a different mindset, it was better.
Okay.
You know, it's not horrible.
Let me ask you a quick question because can I make an assumption? Are you single right now? Is that?
So I would like to say until I'm married, I'm single. So yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Now some people might disagree with
Basically
that,
what it
but
means.
I'm okay with that.
Okay, but you do have a young child. Does that make it a little bit more difficult in the dating scene in Seattle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I am not a person who's out there looking for a father for my child.
Okay.
I have great men in my child's life. They are consistent. They show her the love that she needs. They show her the consistency she needs. And they are the men exactly that I want my daughter to be surrounded by. So when I go into dating, the only thing when I go into dating is if you can treat me right, then that's how you treat my daughter right. Because my goal is to show my daughter something healthy. I don't want my daughter to grow up and say, I saw my mom date, I saw her bring people around, and I don't want to do. My daughter will be 8 years old in October, and she's never met anybody I've dated.
Wow. Nick, can you answer a little bit? I want your story with your dating because it's a little bit different than Nadia's, but I want you to kind of talk about your backstory.
Oh, okay. Well, this is on your way out. Yeah, so my dating experience has been, I'd say, pretty solid for the most part. I've had weird encounters that didn't really last past a week, typical dating scenarios. But when I found myself pulling myself out of the dating market, because it's almost like a full-time job.
It is.
Like, does anybody else feel that way, or is it just
me? It can be a whole job.
Right. So
and update your resume every once in a while.
Right, because I attribute dating to pretty much a job interviews. You're interviewing potential individuals that you could possibly spend the rest of your days with, or at least a year with. Who knows? So I was going through it. So I ended up pulling myself out of the dating scene, and then right as I was doing that, I ended up meeting my now current girlfriend. So, and we've been together for almost we dated for like 3 months, 4 months, almost 6 months. So about 6 months, and then we elevated it to relationship status this past summer. So back in like June after our trip to Portland.
Okay.
And we've been
real quick though, because I want us to come back to what you're saying, but let's get T on this too. T is single.
Yes, it's Miss T. Thank you.
Miss T is single, right?
Yes.
Now, listening to what Nick says, do you kind of agree with the parts of that it's a full-time job?
Yes, it is. It's a full-time job, and it's very draining if you're not spiritually fit. If you don't know who you are, it can be really, 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 I want to say discouraging, because you're trying to compete in a world of fake people. So it can make you kind of feel like you need to dumb yourself down to fit in.
Wow. Okay. So is it a Seattle thing or is that just an overall thing though?
It's a Seattle thing because prior to the show, I had talked to the other queen and I thought to myself, I said, hey, you know, when I post books and I'm all with my body covered, I get no attention whatsoever. As soon as I post a body shot, I got 1,000 DMs, right? And so I have 2 degrees and I'm a certified personal trainer. And every time I go to embrace my sensuality, I feel like I have to try to explain to people like my value. You know what I mean? I'm always hit with, you're pretty. What else do you bring to the table? You know what I mean? But when I try to show men that I am the table, I am the light, you know what I mean? I get knocked down a couple of notches. And so they try to take, you know, and so now I'm forced to try to compete in a world of fake locks and fake eyelashes and just all these things. So I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. No disrespect to anyone. You know, whatever suits your fancy.
See, I've had an interesting journey in the dating world. There was, you know, different stages of my life changed how I dated. At one point, dating was sport. I dated for fun. And I enjoyed that part of life. Like, I enjoyed dating to just understand people, understand men, what they were asking for, what they were looking for, and what they were presenting. As I got older, I started dating with more purpose, but it was still a thing about dating is not a commitment. Dating is a commitment on my calendar, but it's not a commitment to my life. So I think a lot of,
I'm sorry, Nadia, I got a question. So when you were dating for sport, it was literally just that, for sport? You wasn't dating?
Absolutely.
Would you say that plays a part as to why you are finding it hard to find somebody, or am I wording that right?
No, I don't think it was fun. Here's the thing. It's not hard to get married. It's not hard to get married. If I wanted to be married, I would be married. That's not hard.
But it's hard to stay married.
I've heard a lot
it might be hard to stay married. That is true. But if I wanted to, I could have been like hook, line, sinker, and all that. But what I found was that, one, I enjoy learning people's stories, because I do know that when I am committed, I'm committed to your story. I'm committed to your background. I'm committed to your lifestyle changes or no changes. And so I just wanted to learn what I was willing to say yes to and what I was willing to walk away from. Dating now, like if I decided to go the app route, sometimes if I was on an app, it was really just to see what was going on in the mindset of people out there, especially dating over 30. It's really interesting.
Wow.
Especially dating over 30 with a child. It can be very interesting, where I'm okay with taking my time, but taking my time may be different from somebody else's taking their time. Because taking my time could be another person's wasting my time.
Can I?
Miss T?
Yeah, I just wanted to jump in and defend my queen. So I saw somebody post saying, if you could be married, you probably would be.
I was gonna beat that off.
And that scares me. Do you see what I mean? Because that made me feel, that just devalued me. Do you see what I mean? Because I'm over here trying to be butt naked to get married when she just told me she gets to keep her clothes on, right? Mm-hmm. So instead of me dating, I chose education. And so now I'm trying to date. And that's kind of where I said, now I'm trying to fit in a world of fake people. And when I say something like what this queen just said, that I'm dating until married, I'm a hoe.
See, I've never got that.
Hold on. How does that, Miss T, I got it. How does that make you a hoe though? I guess me and you are saying the same thing.
Because men come for me. When I say something like that, when I say, well, date them all, sis, until you find the right one, I get
absolutely. Why should you?
Not like to hear that. Men don't like to hear that. You guys like to hear it on the forum, but you don't like to hear it in real life. Somebody's egos need to be brought down a little bit.
For what? I mean, men do it, so why can't women do it?
You know what it is, though?
I guess I don't do that, and that's why I'm not married. decent. I mean, so I need to date them all until I find the one. I stick around with one man for too long, hoping that he'll marry me, and he never does. And so I miss out on all these good men that this sister gets to date. because
Hold on. Miss Nadia, you got all these good men. What's going on? Talk to us.
Share with me.
Can I finish? Because what it does is it makes me feel fake, right? So I'm looking at all these people and all this stuff, and I'm living in this fake world where I'm trying to compete with people, thinking that that's what I need to do. And lo and behold, this sister knows her value and her worth, and she doesn't have to do that, and she doesn't have to stick by a man, because I'm a Black woman. I love Black men, so I'm gonna stand by you until you break me. You know, and I feel like you guys come for a lot of us sisters. You know what I mean? Like, I'm real. I grew these locks. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is not a trend. My lifestyle is not a trend. So when you guys, when men finally realize that just because you can make hamburger helper doesn't make you worth $1 million, maybe you guys will check your ego.
Well, state it, Miss Nadia. How do you feel about what she just said? Is that
I hear her point of view, and I understand that, and I sympathize with it, and I empathize with it.
Okay.
I've never put my value in how I look and let that be how I present myself. I know what I look like. I know how I come across. And I always say that's the easy part. Honestly, I've always been one of the boys. Like, my best friends were guys for the longest time. So I've always been one of the boys. So I was always able to be a good friend. So when it came to dating, I knew how to be a good friend. Maybe not always the best girlfriend, but because I looked like the part, I could get that spot. But then because I was taught how to listen, I was taught to understand, I was taught to look at things from another perspective besides my own, I was able to connect with men. That's why dating has been just a different experience for me, a learning experience. When I did try to put myself out there and connect myself to men that were saying all the right things, or they really weren't saying right things. I was so-called ready. I attached myself to men that were more intrigued by the idea of me than the actual reality of me. And that caused a lot of heartache and things of that nature. So now I've learned that I am the reality and the fantasy, and I can embody both of them. And a man should be excited to embody both of those things. So I don't think my worth was ever devalued because of a man being attractive to me. Like, I want you to be attracted to me. Like, hey, right now I'm in slightly mom mode, but when I'm not, I'm cute. So be attracted to that. So I've never had any type of angst towards men not valuing me or comparing myself to another woman, because I believe in preferences. I may not be your cup of tea, and I'm okay with that. I'm super okay with that. When I know I'm not your cup of tea, then I don't have to worry about you. You're just one less person I have to worry about wasting my time.
Preach, sister. Thank you, queens.
Let me ask this question, because I want to get back to what Nick, and I interrupted him because I wanted to also talk about this factor, because Brother Nick was talking about when he met his girlfriend currently, she actually approached you.
Yeah, she approached me.
Ladies, would you guys do the same? If you are interested in a man, would you go for it?
And I'll go into context as to how she did it, but go ahead and answer.
No, shoot your shot, tell the context. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So
Who's going?
Okay. So, like I was saying, I got fed up with dating. I did the dating apps. I did the, meet and greets, the whole shebang, if you will. And so,
and tell them what your preference was, because you were trying to find a certain preference, actually, right?
I mean, my preference was just somebody who more so aligned with my program. And when I say my program, I mean like us just being like-minded, having things in common, similar. It doesn't even have to be the same thing, just similar aspirations, goals, intent. You know, things that I feel a lot of individuals, when they are out here dating, don't talk about, or at least they don't peel back the layers and dig deep and talk about it, right?
And you were looking for a Black woman.
And so, which
also, when you look at Seattle dating, right?
I noticed
that pool is very.
I mean, I'm not from here, right? I'm from San Bernardino. I'm from Southern California. So I've been up here about 5-6 years. And it's just, it's the twilight zone up here to me. Black folk up here are totally different from back home, and even back home, and it's definitely back home from, you know, in the South, because a lot of my family is in Tennessee and Memphis. So like every time I go home or go back to Memphis, it's just it's a different experience. So it started to get to the point where I didn't think that I was gonna meet, you know, my one or my chick. And so after dating and being in entanglements and situationships and all of that, listen, right? So, but I date with intent though. That's the thing about me. When if I'm dating you and courting you and investing my time that I know I'm not ever going to get back into you, you know, I take that serious, you know. Sex is it's I'm not gonna say it's the furthest thing from my mind, but it's not on the top of the list, because I need to know who it is that I'm talking to and who I'm rapping with. Like, is this chick crazy? Does she got a million kids? Like, what's going on? So it's important to get background information. And I was doing that, and I was just getting tired. You know, I have a life too outside of, you know, trying to figure out if I'm gonna find a chick that I'm gonna end up with, you know, for the rest of my days. I got a job. I got this stuff right here that I do on the side with potting and all of that. So, so I protested all last summer, and I had threw up my experiences, or I posted my experiences as far as what I went through, and that got me into talking about therapy, something that I know, in my opinion, Black men do not come out in public and talk about as often as they should. And so I detailed those experiences, and I started talking about how things were unearthing from childhood and whatnot. So I had a wave of support, just a bunch of love came through. And my now girlfriend was one of those individuals on the thread, and she runs a nonprofit. And she was talking about, you know, if I ever wanted to come through and check out a program that they were implementing, anchoring back to therapy, to shoot through. So we were just Facebook friends, and we barely interacted on Facebook. So I was hesitant about DMing her, because we all know the stigma behind that. When a dude is in your DMs, I mean, both of y'all just so candidly, you know, but the disclaimer, hey, let these niggas know my DMs are closed.
I think they're saying with nonsense though, right?
Right. But
I don't think, it's when you coming with some value or coming with some substance.
Right.
Man.
So just to speed this on up, I ended up DMing her, and I asked her to lunch to talk about the program that she has, that they were implementing into their nonprofit. And she agreed. We went and got some lunch. We talked for about 30 minutes about what I initially wanted to, you know, get at her about. But we ended up at that restaurant for like 3 hours, because we ended up talking about like just everything else. And everything was it was like a ping pong effect. Everything was just clicking. So she then disclosed to me that she had a little girl, 5 years old, or at the time she was 4. And that wasn't anything new to me, because one of my ex, she had a child too. And before her, I was just, Barry will tell you, I was not about dating single moms. I didn't want nothing to do with it. I didn't want to deal with the hassle, the baby daddy drama. I just didn't want to deal with any of that excess baggage, is what I would call it. That's what I called it at the time. And so, but my ex, you know, being with her, that I don't know, that a whole new light was bestowed upon me with that. And with that, it was just like, okay, well, dating single moms ain't that bad.
Oh, wow.
Always a snack.
Might be at the time, that was my thought process.
Okay.
There's a lot of benefits with that. I mean, there's benefits, there's pros and cons with whomever it is that you'll end up with, whether they have children or not, really. So
yeah, because that don't have nothing to do to me with the person, you know.
No, it's an element though.
I mean, if you see it, yeah,
it is an element.
It's an element. But yes, Miss T.
So
Nick, thank you so much for what you just shared. You know what I mean? I would definitely slide in a man's DMs if he was speaking my love language, and I have no problem with that. It's a beautiful thing. You know, everything you just said, I would love to have a man like that, but those are not the men that approach me. And now I know it's because of what this queen told me. I did not know my value, right? I was sticking around and sticking to it. And baby girl, you just taught me I need to move around. So I'm single until married because I deserve a husband too. So thank you both.
Do you guys put a lot of stock though in the physical attraction? Because I hear, which sounds good, that it's a mental, right? That you guys are looking at the mental aspect of things. But I also noticed that women have a strong preference in certain things physically. Mm-hmm. So are you guys also honest with that? Or when you it might not be physically what you want. Are you okay with that moving forward with that person, that man?
I think physical attraction is a very big thing. I have to like your face. If you want me to talk to it, I mean, I have to like it. I'm very honest though. Like, I'm very honest that I think physical attraction is a huge factor because that's what's going to sometimes open the door. If there wasn't a friendship that was already like established, there's got to be some reason I'm talking to you. Let's be honest. Because not everybody who's going to say hi is supposed to be my soulmate. So if I'm going to stay there, at least give me something to look at. And then we can move forward. But I'm honest like that. I mean.
And sometimes people are just for the season too. Honestly.
Exactly, for the season. But
dating is not a marriage, people.
Like, I think being attracted to your partner is a huge thing because sometimes it'll take those superficial things to kind of get past some things.
Mm-hmm.
If we're honest.
It's not being truthful too. And I don't admit that, but that is absolutely true.
Because if you're somebody that I can't physically look at and you want to talk some mess at me, it just may not go down the way it should be going down. But if you're looking at me kind of, and I'm like, I can't be that mad because, then I'm like, all right, let me calm down a little bit.
Miss Nadia, you must be thinking about somebody because you're already going through it. What's going on?
I'm not doing that with you right now. I'm not doing that.
What are we talking about over here?
I'm not doing that. I did not say that.
Hot.
Get out my business.
All right, I'm doing too much. You know, I gotta ask. You gotta pry a little bit.
Get out my business.
I want to go back to what Tiarra was saying about love languages because that was one of the vital elements of our conversation, and this is the first date. And I don't know who brought it up, but I just remember we started talking about it, and when we found out that we had pretty much matched up with that, we were just unearthing gems that we weren't, being forceful and trying to like dig out of each other. It was just natural conversation. And so after that whole, and I paid for the date. I have to say that because you got guys out here who.
Why would you say that though?
Because you got guys out here who actually think that they shouldn't have to pay for the date or go Dutch or something.
What guy on the first date?
You feel like you owe them something. I pay for all my dates, baby.
And hey, if that's
I'm using you for steak and potatoes.
If you
Miss Tia,
cool. I'm just saying
a gentleman would get offended by that. He'd be like, "No, wait a minute."
Right.
Especially if I asked you out.
Right.
Now accepting all gentlemen because I pay for all my stuff just to show men that I don't want your money, right? Because and that's a shame. I didn't know I was doing this all wrong.
Right.
I don't know about that. Now, if a man asks you out,
he should be
paying for the date. It's just a simple date. Guys out there, please.
It was like a $40.
If you're tripping about spending $60 or $70, you're probably in the wrong business.
Right. No, but so
okay. What were you saying?
So after everything was said and done, I walked her to her car. I didn't even ask her for her number then. I was just like, all right, well, I'll get back with you on the program and we'll chop it up then. I get to the house. We further connected through the DMs with the program and whatnot. And then she was like, let me just give you my number. And so then after she gave me her number, we started texting. And then she, I don't know if this is she asked me what time I was born. And I didn't know what that meant.
Well, it was on your birth certificate.
Yeah. And I had to go and find my birth certificate. I was like, why do you want to know the time I was born?
Because it's important in astrology.
She's So she went and she had already did her chart. She wanted to see my chart.
But see, that shows interest beyond.
Right. I didn't pick up on that at the time.
Yeah, that's dope.
I didn't pick up on that at the time. So then she started, matching everything up, and then she just simply said to me, "Yeah, so I can see us dating. So what's up? What's popping?" And I was just like, that's pretty much how I went. And I'm just like, I'm kind of and then I went into the whole what I was going through at the time. And so but one thing
I think that was dope.
After about I'd say about a week or 2 weeks of just consistency, we started to date, and we started dating December last year, all the way up until June this year, and then we made it official.
Okay.
And another important thing that I want to put out there, while we were dating, and we even do it now, we do this thing called relationship check-ins. So every other month or so, we
those are awesome.
Yeah, she's a Capricorn, I'm a Virgo, so we kind of run our relationship like a business. We do
that can be good and it can be bad too.
It depends on who it is, right? But that's how we do it, right? So we sit down and we go over red flags. Yo, I wasn't feeling that the other night, or I wasn't feeling that last week, or we'll congratulate each other. We do date nights. We just scheduled this thing where we have 4 date nights throughout the month. She'll pick the date, 2 of the dates. I'll pick 2 of the dates, and we kind of do this alternating thing. So and we just plan everything out, and communication is huge in with all of this. So it's important to communicate. I
think communication is essential.
Yeah. So that's my story.
Now let me get past on the dating aspect of it. Okay. So when you meet this guy, let's say you have started dating. As we know, social media is so very important, right? In dating aspects. So do you guys add who you dating? Are you guys friends with them on Facebook, IG, and all that, or is that something that comes along over a period of time?
It depends on the how it happens. So my Facebook and my Instagram, not so much. In the past, I've learned that men will want to get on those 2 accounts to learn me. And I'm like, I post who I want to present. So you don't ever really learn me. So I don't. And if I'm always honest. I'm always honest.
So men are doing this? Because it seems like women, I always hear women usually doing their homework on the Facebook. But
I have actually had men be before they ask me for my phone number or anything. Oh, let me get your IG. You don't know my name.
That's narcissist behavior.
Oh, talk about it, Miss T.
Is it though? I don't. Okay, so I have strong feelings about the word narcissist. I don't think everybody's a narcissist. I think everybody has narcissistic, right? Like toxic. But I don't think that's narcissist. And like I just think certain people may lack emotional intelligence, but that doesn't make them a narcissist. I'm still kind of old school in the fact where I like phone calls. I like connection. So if you think you're going to get to know me through social media, you're only going to get my highlight reel. And most of my highlight reel is with me and my daughter. So you're not even going to get me.
It's what you want people to see, like you were saying, right?
Right. It's because I'm very honest, but I'm a very private person. So you're not going to get me on my social media. So social media doesn't really play a big part in my dating life.
Why does women say that, but it does?
What?
Because it doesn't play a big part, but it does play a big part.
It does, yeah.
Only plays a big part when it only plays a big part when things are so-called official, right? If I'm dating and just casual, you don't need to I don't need that. Like I don't need to be your WCW because you met me yesterday.
Oh Lord, I'm old. What does that mean?
That's crazy.
Woman Crush Wednesday?
No, dudes.
Yeah.
Like after the first day of meeting, they got you down as a WCW?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's done that.
Oh, okay. I thought that happened to you. You had presented the example.
One time. And I'm like, can you take that down? Because you don't know me.
Oh, it did happen to you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm like, you don't know me. Huh?
Okay, no, I want to hear that, but I also want Ms. T to chime in. Is social media important in your dating life?
Going forward, it won't be. I needed to get on the discussion because I needed to hear that. You know what I mean? What this queen said that, I needed men to hear that because I feel like a lot of men are kind of delusional about the type of women that they can get based on what women present to them on social media. So I feel like a lot of men are willing to throw away a real good woman for possibly an IG robot or anything. The filters come off and the character comes out. And yeah.
You know what, though? I think that's more perception than reality. Because I know a lot of men who don't find that attractive. I know a lot of men who prefer women who are natural and just in their element than the BBLs, eyelashes, wig. Like, first of all, I'm a fan. I will wear my wig. I don't really wear eyelashes because they feel heavy and all that. But I know that about me, but I'm not defined by them.
I don't understand the whole.
Wait. But this is the issue I do have is that when I hear that, but yet people use filters. They get mad at people like that. But then why are you using filters? Why are you doing all these things to enhance?
Because I want my skin to be even.
But then all I'm saying is then you can't get mad at men.
Catfishing somebody.
Is it?
No, I don't get mad. I saw this quote that says, the fact that you think this glitter on my eyes is real makes you dumb, not me.
Oh.
So if you really think that's how real women look in real life and you think that's a thing, that's on you, not me.
Oh, hold on. Is that being honest though? Is that being honest? Is that?
I get what she's saying though.
But like, you really think women wake up and are just like sunshine in the morning? Like, that's not a thing.
No, I don't. Well, you're right. I don't think that. But there's a lot of people that do probably think
then that's on them, not me.
Oh.
That's on them, not me.
So a little bit. So what we're saying is a little dishonesty is okay.
Okay, how I choose to present myself because it makes me feel good has nothing to do with another person.
Okay.
If you think that's who I am in real life, then have you not met people in real life? Do you spend your whole life behind a screen?
I think what anchors back to this is expectations, and that's what messes people
up. There we go.
And that's the thing, though. And I hear what you're saying. I'm just playing devil's advocate, and I
I'm here
understand.
for it.
But I think expectations, especially when you meet in person, because that's what one of the biggest complaints from men and women, right? Oh, they don't look like their picture. Well, probably not.
Listen, my girl is beautiful. All right, you go to her profile pic right now, gorgeous. But there's been mornings where I've woken up and I'm looking at, I don't know what I'm looking at sometimes.
Oh, she probably thinks the same thing. She probably say, well, hey, you might have gained a couple pounds when you were out first. So it goes back and forth. I mean, we all, right? When you're in relationships.
I look just like this when I wake up.
So
No, I'm playing.
That's interesting, though. Really interesting. We got a couple comments here.
Oh man, we got a
comments. And guys, thank you, by the way, for tuning in. This is Shopkulture. Remember to like and share. I'm sorry, we got caught up in the conversation. Usually we do. Oh, okay, Miss T. What's going on? You can just butt in. You don't have to raise your head. I feel like a school teacher.
Okay. I was going to be respectful.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to comment on what she said before the thought slipped my mind. So this queen just kind of reiterated what I said before. These women are using all these filters and stuff like that. So the men are thinking that they're getting something that they're not. And when they meet these women, the filters fall off. I use filters too, but I don't need them. I am the filter. And when you see me in real life, my beauty shines through. When people meet me in person, they say you're even prettier in person because there's a light that surrounds you. And so I needed to be on here for my own growth. I was going about this all wrong. I didn't know my worth. So I'm going to wait for my king, and I'm going to keep being the real Tiarra and not compare myself to other people, So that's growth. Thank you.
I had an encounter with a man. And I could tell that he had some superficial things about him.
How can you tell that?
Just with how he would say things to me, like just how he would present things, right? So the first time we met, I made sure that I was in sweats. My hair was pulled back. I had concealer on. That's about it. I just had concealer on. My eyebrows were done though, because we're not walking out the house without those on. Ever. Okay. And after the end of the night, he was like, "You're actually cool." I'm like, "Why did you think I was?" And he's like, "Well, because pretty women don't have good personalities." And I'm like, "You just hang out with the wrong pretty women." Because my squad is amazing, and we're actually
pretty women ego boosters.
And so for him, he wasn't used to a woman who's attractive to actually have substance. And I think that is such a false narrative of attractive women, because I know too many attractive women who are heavy in substance, who use filters, who wear wigs, who wear eyelashes, who do all the things. But because perception in the narrative is that pretty women don't have substance, a lot of men are like, "Oh, we'll stop at, she's just arm candy." And that's unfortunate, because I would like to say I'm not only eye candy, but I'm soul food.
Okay.
But it just takes it just takes someone's desire to understand that and want to go past what they see on the outside. So use your filters. Go for it. How somebody chooses to engage with you is on them, not on you.
I feel
what
like
you choose to entertain is on you, not on them.
Interesting. I had a question. Somebody had asked me when a client of mine, he wanted to know the topic. And I said dating in Seattle, and he says, "Okay, I like the topic. Ask the women at any time during dating phase. Not talk about the first date. Do they actually pay and plan a date?"
Absolutely.
Is there a certain time frame usually that happens? Maybe is it after 2 successful dates, after 3 successful dates? When is that?
I like planning. I like planning. So if I see, my thing is, if I want to do something and I have the means to do it, I'm not going to leave it up to somebody else to read my mind. So if I decide that I want to share an experience with somebody, then I'm going to pay for that experience, or I'll plan that experience. And it has nothing to do with money. It's just, I'm about experience. One of my love languages is quality time. So I'm going to create the best quality of my time.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with a price tag. It's just what I want to do.
Wow. Miss T, what is your thoughts?
Oh, sorry. I was trying to be respectful. It was a couple of things. I just wanted to comment on a couple of things.
Okay.
Pretty women are used as ego boosters, because what typically happens is a not so attractive woman who knows her worth stands up for herself, and then men go and seek women like me, right? And then they want to play ego. They want to take their ego out on me. And I fall for it by sticking behind a Black man for 4 months when they haven't put the work in for themselves. Do you see what I mean? So that's why pretty women, you guys say you're so. I just wanted to finish because, earlier in the conversation, I talked about I can't even embrace my sexuality without posting my 2 degrees, right? Just because I'm always hit with, what do you bring to the table? You're only pretty. Where's the brain? And I feel like, put some respect on my name. I'm a queen. I'm beautiful and I'm intelligent. And so this other queen just let me know that I need to value myself more. And the King Nick let me know that I've obviously been dealing with some unhealed men. Because you said hit my spirit, King. So I'm going to just continue to pour within myself, because this discussion just gave me everything that I needed to know. So Black men, if you hear me, don't come using us pretty girls to boost your ego when the filters come off. And then I pay for my own date because I'm so afraid that you're going to try to use my beauty and my money against me. I can't even relax and be a woman.
I'm still tripping about paying for a first date, but okay. Different times, I guess.
Like you're tripping about how women.
Well, why was I mean, if the man asked her out, why would he even expect that?
Oh no, I hear what you're saying.
That's interesting.
No, the way I've always, or the way I started seeing it when I was out on the playing field, if you will, it was nothing for me to pay for the date, because as we said earlier, I was the one who asked the young lady out on a date. So then there's an exchange. She's giving you her time, so the least that you could do is, pay for a couple of drinks or some food. I mean, me personally, I like to eat. So if I'm eating and you're with me, you're eating too. At least if you're hungry, I'm not going to, make you eat or anything like that. But my thing is, I got you. So, and then that's another way for me. You're already kind of showing that first impression that you have the potential. I won't say, because they don't know who you are. So I'll say you have the potential. You're showing the potential in being a provider. Like, yo, I got you. Don't even worry about it. Don't even reach for your purse or your wallet. I got it. So it's always been weird to me when I hear cats talk about how they don't want to pay for the date, or they want to go half and half for the date. I don't know. That half and half stuff, that happens later on down the line when y'all are in a relationship.
You gotta be in a relationship. You don't do that at the beginning.
At the beginning, nah.
I don't know if is that a younger generation thing or the older generation? I don't know.
It's definitely millennials and Gen Zers. Yeah. I don't hear about old school.
But then also though, dating doesn't always have to be going out to eat at restaurants. You can go for a walk, you can go hiking, you can do some things.
Girl just did. You
can do other things just besides.
We just did a paint and sip at her house.
So what I'm saying is it takes a little imagination if you want to do that. Just figure out and find out different ways of avenues of exploring it. We live in a beautiful city. I know the dating might suck, but Seattle's beautiful. There are so many different things.
I like to go out.
I think when people say like the dating scene sucks, it's more about what people, I think in the very beginning, we talked about how do we define dating. If you're defining date, like there's some men or women who think dating is an automatic commitment. And I know in the women world is the minute we go on a date, we start planning our kids, our wedding vows, our first dance, blah, blah, blah. Let's ride off into the sunset. But if we go back to what dating is, and dating is just an opportunity to engage with another person. And if you leave it at that, then all these other weird random expectations are no longer a factor. If I'm going on a date with a stranger, why am I planning my future if I don't really know how to pronounce your last name? That's weird. Yeah. If I'm going on a date 2, I need to learn some things. So I should have no business planning out my future with someone I don't know. But you have too many people who are so thirsty to get to the finish line that they don't even enjoy the race. So if we start looking and preparing for the race, then this dating stuff won't be so much trash. If you're dating people who are looking for a good time, state that in the beginning, because guess what, boo? I might be ready for that too. Right. If you're dating somebody who's looking for that finish line atmosphere, state that in the beginning so we can do that too. But if everybody's having these hidden agendas and these I don't knows and blah, 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 this is why dating is trash.
I want to go into what you just said about making something known at the beginning of, when you start dating. And that was one of the things that me and my girl, we talked about. I told her flat out, I was like, I date for it with intent. So if you out here, on your hot girl summer-ish or whatever it is that you're doing, I'm
a warm girl summer. I'm warm. I'm warm. I'm at the park with my kid, so I'm warm. No.
But me not knowing her at real though, you know, I had to, I kept it on.
And that's what it's all about, keeping it honest, and that's communication, and that's.
So communication goes a long way. Communication and honesty.
Miss T, no raising the hand.
Well, every time I try to speak, I'm over talked. I'm a queen. I don't yell. I'll wait for my turn. It's just I needed to be on this. You see what I mean? Because I'm gonna remove myself from the piss in the dating room because I don't drink. And when this conversation started, I saw this queen take a sip. And I lit sage instead. You know what I mean? And she hit me with to each their own. And when I used to be nervous, I used to drink, but I did shadow work. So I know myself. So instead, I call on my ancestors instead of alcohol. So when a man hops in my DM and asks me if he can take me for a drink, you lost me right then because I don't even drink. So you need to probably ask me if I want to go to the library or if I want to go to the Seattle Art Museum or if I want to go.
Wait.
Can I finish, ma'am?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Queen Goddess.
Oh, absolutely.
Light in me respects the light in you.
Absolutely. Shine on.
Thank you. So, I mean, everybody's love language is different, like she said, but I just feel like people put on fake. And I agree with both of you guys. As soon as people are willing to drop the mask, and be their authentic selves, then we can get rid of a lot of piss. Right? Because I've been in the piss dating pool because, like I said, men with bruised egos use my pretty self to heal themselves, right? And so then when a real man comes and he wants to treat me nice, I don't even know what to do. So I pay for my own dinner.
Well, yeah, we all lost on that one, and I hope you know know your worth. Don't pay for your dinner.
I'm not. Let me.
Don't do that.
I'm not lost on that.
Yeah, I don't use filters like that. I am the filter. I don't need a filter.
But what were you saying?
How
the man know?
Yeah, you were saying, Tiarra, you were saying something about when the guy approaches you via DMs, just asking you out on a date. Let's go get a couple of drinks, and then you immediately, from what I heard, correct me if I'm wrong, you immediately shut it down as if he knew that you didn't drink.
Right. So now I know, thanks to this queen here, that Men are toxic. They go to your Facebook and your Instagram and
Wait,
they
wait.
I don't think I said that.
I think
I didn't say that.
What I'm
Can I
getting at is maybe your approach.
Here's what I'll say about that. I don't smoke.
when a man gets in my DMs, I'm real. I look better in person. I come with my own money, my own degrees. I'm about to buy a house. So put some respect on my name. Okay?
This right here,
Myself
This is
from the piss, right? Because thank you, Queen, for showing me my worth. So let me take myself out, continue to heal. This is affirmation that my king is on his way. So Black men, I'm sorry. I tried to pour into you men and let you guys get therapy, but I'm going to go ahead and remove my beautiful self because you guys are obviously narcissists. So at first I thought when these men would hit me on spirituality that they were speaking my love language. Come to find out they already studied me, right? Because now I know they're going to my Instagram and my Facebook and they're hitting me deep because I'm exposing too much of my realness while this girl's only exposing what she wants y'all to see, which is a facade. So you're going to break up with me and go,
wait.
horrible.
Time out.
You guys are doing to Black women. So I'm going to be quiet, you know, like don't do your queens like that, fellas. Not the queens that are sticking by you, not us. For robo instabots.
So, honey,
Proved it. Look at her and look at me. And she said her DMs are blowing. You know what I mean?
wait, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
That's her. And the whole time I needed my clothes to be kept on because I want Nick. I want him. And she's gonna get him. Do you see what I mean? While I'm trying to lose myself to get me a Nick. Hey, Nicks that are in this lady's DM, can I get a Nick? Hey, Nick. Hey, beautiful Black kings.
So my love, let me
clarify.
I don't use the filters. So it was no attack at you, and I tried to be as quiet as I could, you know, because I am a queen. And that's why I said I'm going to be quiet and let everybody speak. And when I tried to do the same, you didn't recognize the light in me, ma'am. So that's why I took it there. I was trying to be patient because the lesson is in the silence.
So
wait, hold on. I'm lost, guys. Miss Nadia, hold on.
Yeah, I was gonna say back to Nadia. What you
let me clarify some things. I'm a 1, 2, 3 type person. The social media part. My mother taught me that you cannot stop people from believing one thing about you, but you can make sure it's not true. So how I present myself is the very true and authentic self. I'm a woman of God. I am a woman of integrity.
It's a fake. You're not at peace. It's a wig and you're drunk. You're making the dating pool hard for women like
Yeah, personal. Wait, what's going on here?
Shadow work. Do some shadow work and heal yourself.
Miss T, I'm
So,
gonna
period.
that what's going on here?
Nothing. I'm gonna be patient. Nothing. I just felt like I was trying to be cool because every time I try to take it there, then I come out as the angry Black woman, and I just feel like that's not even what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, hey, I'm hurting now because I've been pouring my heart out to you Black kings, and you guys have been leaving me for instabots, and I'm tired of it. So I'm gonna go back in my cocoon and find me a Nick. That's all I'm trying to say. It's no offense to this beautiful goddess here. That's no offense to you. I'm sorry if it came off like I was attacking you. I'm not your enemy. I'm your friend.
So Tiarra, it sounds to me like
I apologize, Queen. I didn't mean to try to bring you down to prove my worth. I'm sorry if it came.
No offense taken. I just want to clarify that, and when it comes to who's in my DMs are kind of dry, like because of how I present my life.
No, when I asked you on Sunday, you told me that you can have on a full Sunday dress and your DMs would be popping. And I told you that day that I needed to hear that because I told you.
And that's still true. That is
still to try to get somebody to find me, right? When lo and behold, I was at the same church you was. You know what I mean? And I should have just been keeping my clothes on. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry. Thank you. You helped me. You healed me. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Queen. You're so beautiful. You just taught me a lesson. Thank you. Thank you, beautiful goddess.
I mean, I tried.
Thank you.
No, go ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead, Barry. Like,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, this is unbelievable. What we're trying to say though, when you're dating, and whatnot, emotions it's hard. It is hard for everybody. But attacking one another or attacking somebody, it's not going to be the answer. Said your special one's going to come. It's going to come. You just got to trust the process and enjoy the process. And that's all. I think a lot of times we get so caught up, so wrapped up. It's got to happen now. It's got to happen right when we want it to happen. It doesn't happen like that. It really doesn't. And I think anybody you talk to who's been in a relationship will tell you the same thing. When you're not looking, you got to be open. And you just got to be accepting of when it comes and diligent.
And energy.
And so somebody put in my comments, right, that I'm angry and I'm broken and please get help. And so when I started this conversation, I said, I'm going to take myself out the piss pool. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm not angry, I'm not broken, and I am going to heal. So that's why I'm taking myself out the piss pool.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Okay, and that's fair. If you're hurt and you're hurting, that's what you should do.
I mean, if it's
going into the dating,
hurt, then if it's still coming off as hurt, then I'm not healed. Or as angry, right? If it's coming off as angry, she's right, I'm not healed because I'm not angry, I'm hurt. And it's coming off as angry. So I'm sorry. That's why I apologized at the end, because I just got so passionate that I let my emotions override me, and it came off as anger when it really wasn't anger. It was just kind of like, okay, this is the confirmation that I needed, that I'm on the right path.
You know, Tiarra, I was listening to you, and you were clearly having a moment. I say that with all due respect because I was recognizing some things. These are things that I, had to filter through and unravel within myself, right? And so energy is big. It's super big. I think we all can attest to that. Our viewers, everyone here on the panel. And so when you give energy off in the way that we just got done digesting, it kind of it makes me want to pump my brakes immediately and go, whoa, what's happening right now? I don't know if I could even be rapping with you, because I don't know if you're gonna be shooting at me or lash out at me. I don't know what to expect. So that is why, just for everybody, not just you, I'm not singling you out at all. Because again, I'm understanding, I'm leveling with you because I'm understanding to a degree where you're coming from. And that's one of the things that me as a man, a Black man, I had to do after my first relationship. I wasn't shit. I was the worst. I look back on how I was. I'm 35 now. I was 25. So I was like 26, 27 when that was going down. And it was just really, that person was just not a complete person. And so after my second relationship, I had to take time myself. Granted, I was, still dating, doing the work within myself, because one thing that I had to tell myself was, the next chick that you end up with, you have to be complete, dude. You got to be emotionally intelligent. You have to be aware. You have to just not be so quick to, because somebody say something to me and I perceive it the wrong way, I immediately pop off at them. Immediately. Like, you're not about to, what you're not about to do is play me. So now I would always get like that. Now I sit back, I listen, I take in the information, and I do my best to come from a balanced and understanding base point, rather than just like, hey, I'm here and look at my resume, I don't. You can't always put your resume on there. I don't do any of that unless somebody is asking me for information like that.
Right.
I'm not gonna give it out, because that also can be I'm just a tip here. Me being a guy, when a woman does all of that, that's a turnoff.
Like, it's a turnoff when somebody's got to tell you the background. You got to tell you, I got my own crib. You should. I mean, these are things you should.
I said, I don't know why I felt like I needed to validate. And I almost didn't even get on the discussion because I felt like I had a moment this morning and I felt like I did not have nothing to bring to the table because I was aware that I needed to heal. And you guys just confirmed for me that I do still need to heal.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that.
That's why I said I'm so happy that I came on here. So
I support you 1,000%.
Heal, ladies, heal, and they'll find us.
Can I say from woman to woman, I understand the desire to list your credentials because we have been subjected to a very narrow view of what womanhood is, of what femininity is, and we've evolved past that. And I'm proud of you for getting those degrees and that's an amazing thing. I haven't done that. That has never been a part of my path. And I congratulate you that you had the fortitude to move forward in that area. What I do want to tell you is that your healing has nothing to do with your accolades. Your healing has everything to do with, do you like yourself?
Right.
Do you love
it has nothing to do with how you look, what you bring to the table, but do you like you when you enter the room? Do you like the person that you're bringing to the table? It doesn't matter that you are the table. Do you like the table that you're setting for yourself? Can you sit at your table and be like, my company is good enough by itself, and let me invite people into my presence, into my existence, because I want to share what God has placed in me with somebody else. Do you understand that your light has the ability to shine light in someone else's life? And that's what I want to encourage you to do. When you decide to put yourself out there, be putting yourself out there to show light, to show love, to show joy, kindness, and true authenticity. Not because you want to prove that you're the table, but because you want to show that you're a divine being and created to bring light. Created to bring truth, created to bring love, not your degrees, not your house, not your ability to bring money, but to bring your essence as a woman. That is what healing is.
I'm sorry, because we have people talk about get off the show. That's not going to help this. That she doesn't have to get off.
Right.
Okay, this is real. This is real.
This is the reason.
And it could have went left. It could have went left, but it didn't go left. We got it back, right?
Right.
And this is what we do. This is what we do here. We're not sitting up here just trying to create havoc and laugh about it. If somebody has a moment, we allow them to have that moment, and we help try to guide that person to the light. That's all we're trying to do here. Right. So no, we're not going to take her off. So I don't know why somebody would even say that.
And you know what? She just proved to me that I'm doing all the right things because I'm not healed, because I'm trying to compare myself with fake people. So I am the piss in a dating pool. So ladies, if you're wondering why you don't got the husband, go heal yourself. So I almost didn't get on here, but I needed to tell a lady that. So all those memes mean nothing. Go heal.
Don't even pay attention to that.
Why are you paying attention to that?
Yeah, don't even
pay attention to that.
The reason why I highlight everybody's comments is because it's a part of our platform. We include everybody. We want everybody to be heard and or seen. So all of that other stuff, just don't worry about that. Like, we got your back. I stand behind you 1,000%. And healing happens when you feel you completed your journey.
And that's what
There's
no
time limit on that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and you don't. I just, man, social media, we just get so caught up in drama and just loving that conflict. It's weird, man. It's weird. Instead of being supportive, right? You see somebody having a moment, saying, "Hey, what can I do? How can I help?" You want to kick her off, get her off. That's crazy.
People react how they react.
Can I say something really quick? Because they wanted to kick me off because of this. Ladies, the answer is in the silence. So I almost didn't get on here because I wasn't healed. And this morning, a man told me that I had no business on the discussion because I wasn't healed. And it made me run away to where I couldn't even if I wouldn't have got on this discussion, I would have thought I was healed, right? And I would have thought that I did something great, right? But come to find out, I'm the one that's broken, not the man. So I'm going to go back to my books, And to my, it's decent. I mean, and just do me. That's why I was so angry, because I just like when I came up for air after trying to do the old school stuff, because I was brought up that, you know what I mean? I need to be a woman at home, and then all of a sudden men, like, you had to compete. So I became a man, and then now men are becoming women, so they cook. Do you see what I mean? So I can't even get them with my food because now this nigga Chef Boyardee. And I'm sorry to even say the N word, but it's just like, wow. And I thought I was doing something wrong, but comes to find out I was doing it right the whole time, and I was just being impatient. And when I'm ready, I'll appear, and Nick or a man of that caliber will be there to wife me. And I can do that with my clothes on. I don't have to pay for no dates. I don't have to scream, because she proved to me that men come for beauty, but they stay for peace. Thank you, sister. Thank you for healing yourself so that I can go back and become even more beautiful. Because that's why when I started the conversation, I said, people tell me you're prettier in person, right? Because they're expecting filters, and then they get RoboBot, and then they're like, and then they come back to me and I'm not healed, right? And I boost their ego because I'm broken, right? And so I think I'm healed, right? But I'm not. You see? And so you see how that almost happened. I almost attacked this queen because you know what I mean? Because I didn't know my worth. And that's why I said, you know, the light in me sees the light in you. You know what I mean? I'm not better than you. You just taught me. I got 2 degrees and you just taught me how to get my husband. They don't teach you that in the book. Thank you. Thank you, queen.
There you go.
Well,
we're gonna start.
Anger, but it's really happiness, because I'm a big person that I believe in manifestations and positive energy, you know, and I almost dimmed my light. I thought I was doing something wrong. And she just confirmed to me that I was doing everything right, and that it was just the caliber. Just keep healing, and your husband will find you when the time is right. So I don't have to rush and get back out there broken and feed male egos, because these robobots are putting fake value on beauty. So now it's just weird, but it's no attack on no woman. Like, she like filters, I don't. She got a wig on, I got real hair. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, all of that is.
Hey, but look, check this out. But why is it? Hey. Why is it every time I call out her wig, I'm mad? Why? But
I just said that it's unnecessary. I think it's unnecessary.
I'm actually mid-thought.
I'm not. It's no attack on her. Her wig is beautiful.
I'm actually mid-thought
well, because we've been saying
I'm actually mid-thought, or I was in mid, thought with coming out in support of what you are saying. I don't give a damn about wigs, weave. Men don't give a damn about none of that. You know what I'm saying? Weaves and wigs and all that stupid shit, that don't make the woman.
Honestly,
we don't care about that.
Yeah.
So off that, what I would encourage you to do is do the work first, get your foundation set, and I guarantee you'll you'll attract and a whole other caliber of men will start, gravitating towards you. You know what I'm saying? To a point you don't have to worry about it. You're attractive young lady. I don't see.
Miss T, yeah. Stop looking at the next one. Look in the mirror, man. Right. That's where the key is.
The expectations,
the mirror,
and worrying about what all these niggas is thinking and saying. Like, no.
And another thing is, when I started doing Shopkulture, right? I talking about relationships. I always know that it's a man versus woman type of thing. We got to get out of that. It's not a man versus woman.
Especially black men and black women.
we listen, guys. We need each other. As much as we might get irritated by certain things, we need each other. All right. So that's just one of the things. So not every man is looking at an Instagram model. Not every man is this or that, right? So let's just keep that in mind when we're talking about one another. So that is it.
I think we got
guys. Yeah, we got to close it down because
I was gonna say I think we got to do a part 2.
Okay,
there's a lot of things that I know the ladies didn't get to.
Yeah,
that they wanted to get to, and I had questions as well. So
okay, well, we can come back to that.
I'm campaigning for part 2.
Yeah, I see. I need a little break from y'all. Y'all, no.
Maybe we need a break from you.
Oh no, never that. It's never that. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. This is Shop Culture. We
Thank
so
you for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
And we appreciate having Miss Nadia and Miss T coming aboard and sharing their thoughts about the dating aspect of Seattle. And as you can see, we all have a difference on how we view it.
Right.
But we can have valuable conversation and dialogue, right? Even if we see things differently. And that's what it's all about. So again, we appreciate it. Make sure you like and share Shop Culture. And I want to thank everybody that's been supporting. We've been having a lot of people coming in and buying the t-shirts and I also want to thank everybody for supporting the platform. It means a lot. So once again, bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you and I really appreciate it. So thank you guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Going to heal. Love and light.
All right. Have a good night, y'all.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll talk later, guys. Yes.
All right.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Shop Culture.
And we are out. Any last words, Barry?
Oh my goodness.
The girls are gone.
Okay.
So.
Yes. Yeah. Well, guys, once again, as you see, man, this gets real. And when you have real conversations, sometimes emotion does take over. But that's okay. That's a part of this. It's all about healing, learning, and
You gotta let people say their piece.
And that's what it is. We're not gonna kick people out.
Yeah.
That's not what we do here. And man. And we don't really want to keep talking about the wig part. That's just irrelevant. Who cares?
Well, I understand why she was locking down on that, because there are a lot of dudes out here who are saying what they like and versus more so what they dislike about Black women not being natural and all the makeup and wigs and whatnot. So I understand
that part, but I don't understand when we're attacking somebody.
Oh, you're talking about
on this, because we can make that a topic, and I agree with you. We should make that a topic, and that's something that we can do so in the future. But once again, guys,
yes, and hold on, I gotta find. I wasn't as smooth as I wanted to be. All right, y'all, have a good night. Be safe, love and light. We are out.